Hello friends, Stacy Anfinson here with your Tour Report Market Update. Today we're doing this on June 24th, 2024. A little Econ 101 for you today. Got a few more slides than normal, so I know you'd be curious as to all of them. The reason we're doing this is the majority of sales in our market, about 75%, are based on mortgages, which is using somebody else's money. When you use somebody else's money, those mortgage rates are very much influenced on economic metrics. So we're going to go over some of them from a United States level, and then we're going to drill down locally. Okay, so we're going to start off with consumer headwinds. You can kind of put your JPAL hat on here, and this is kind of the stuff that they look at in terms of what they want to do with interest rates, keep them where they're at or cutting them. Three of them are credit card balances, student loan balances, and auto loan balances. So we'll look at large bank consumer. This is my go-to source is the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. You can see this is large bank consumer credit card balances, total balances, and you can see we are skyrocketing upward. My opinion is this is where consumers are paying for inflated prices. This is really, in my opinion, the number one metric where this shows up. We see such a massive increase from the first quarter of 2021 up into the current quarter. Next one, this isn't really going to shock you. Student loan balances just keep trending on up. They've actually leveled out a little bit since Q1 2023. That is a burden for first-time home buyers who have to pay down their student loans, assuming they haven't gotten forgiveness. And then auto loan balances. Once again, these are things that those of you working with first-time buyers, they have car loans, they've got student loans, that absolutely influences what they can afford. You can see the gray area in here is the recession, but this obviously, if you took the average price of a car back in 2012 and gone here, basically consumers have inflated car prices with the help of the auto loan manufacturers, but these balances are huge, and that's essentially why car prices are as expensive as they are now. So that's kind of the negative that I see out there in the economy. Let's talk about the economic tailwinds. These are kind of amazing statistics. 73% of inbound population with reported annual income at $100,000 or higher. That's for the state of North Carolina. So if you want to wonder why, especially you natives want to wonder how come our house prices are so high, that's 73. 7 out of 10 buyers here make $100,000 or more as a family. That's amazing. Mortgage loan to value trending downward. That's we can throw that for the housing bubble people. Levels of HELOC access trending downward, which is a little opposite of the credit card metric. And then mortgage loan delinquencies at 2% of outstanding balances. So let's see what old Fred has to say about this. Mortgage loan to value, which is, I think, is key. If you go back to the recession, this is where it got out of whack. A lot of people were getting in at mortgages at 100%, 110%, 120%, and that just doesn't work. But if you can see, here's the recession, the baby recession, or we'll call it the COVID recession, went down. It was trending upward. I mean, this is a pretty big move from the fourth quarter of 2021 up until the third quarter of 2022, but you can see it's trending downward. So I'm going to take that as an economic positive. Now, this is total home equity lines of credit. And this is what banks have on their books is being accessed. And you can see this, once again, this is a downward trend compared to where we're in the Great Recession. And that is kind of counterintuitive to what we saw on the credit card balances. So what's your opinion on that? And here's delinquency rate on single-family mortgages. This is really positive. This is the Great Recession where it was really peaked at, and it's gone down. So this level is really, really low, especially if you look at it compared to where it is historically, going back to like 1994. So that's a really good metric for mortgages and the consumer. So we've got some demographic tailwinds. We're going to show our Raleigh-Cary MSA population graph here in a minute. It's up 111% since 2007. North Carolina has the second highest percentage of inbound moves in the U.S. 25% of inbound moves are job-related. And a little shout out to boomers such as myself. 65% of inbound moves are 55 years plus in age, and they have the most amount of money out of any demographic segment. So here's our graph again. This is showing you our population going up 111% to 2024 compared to 2007. Now, I love this because this really gives us this United Van Lines migration survey, and this really gives a lot of stuff on here, so just hang with me for a bit. If you like colors, now let's not go into red state, blue state political areas. This is just how they code it. So blue states are inbound, yellow state are outbound. So here is North Carolina, there's South Carolina. This has been for the past 25 years that I've been doing presentations on this. These two have been at the top, and everybody leaving New York and New Jersey and Illinois and California, which has really just shown up in the last 10 years in terms of people moving out. So you can actually filter this down and you can look at some metrics for North Carolina, which are pretty amazing. If you look up here, you can see the total inbound population percentage is 60, 40% are leaving. So that's a net gain of 20. So that's that, go back to that graph that we talked about of population growing. The primary reason for moving inbound, here's a 20% retirement, 5% health, 27% family. I'm not sure what that means. 10% lifestyle, 25% job. And so that's pretty good that they've got that income or they've got that in there. So here's our age ranges. Here's 55 up, 23, almost 24%, and then 36% are 65 and older. And here's that income thing that I referenced. This is just amazing, 73% at 100,000 to that. So really neat data from United Van Lines in terms of the economic demographics of people that are moving in. All right, wrap it up. Tailwinds from current house price levels. The national levels of home equity are at historic highs and they're projected to increase. And my go-to is months of housing supplies in a severe undersupply category. So I'm going to throw two slides up here for home equity metrics. This is CoreLogic. They do a quarterly report on national home equity, and they say the national home equity is going to go up 9.6%. If you want to dollarize that, that's $1.5 trillion. So a lot of that's going to pay our current house prices. If you want to look at CoreLogic's house price index in terms of where they think things are going, the left side is the current month to month, 1% compared to the prior month, and 5.3%. Now they are forecasting a downward trend, but it is still a positive trend. And when you have increasing house prices and people paying off their mortgages, what do you get? You get home equity. So what is that? Here's our months of housing supply. This is for May. This is the most recent month we've got. May was the 10th consecutive May with an undersupply of housing. So if you have any economic knowledge at all, you know that when you have an undersupply of a thing, the price of the thing goes up, and here we are, plus 88% if you compare the average annual sales price of TMLS listings in 2024 with that of 2027. So that's a bunch for you to digest. I always do like to take a look at national stuff because a lot of times we get so involved in our cocoon and our little area and our submarkets that we just kind of forget what's going on nationally. So I really strongly encourage you to pay attention to metrics like this. Once again, services that I provide, appraisals in terms of mortgage, relo, attorneys, equitable distribution for buyers and for sellers. We've got the TOR report up there, and I've got consulting services. So if you like the video, please click on like. I strongly encourage you to subscribe to the TOR report YouTube channel, and we will see you next time.